Oh God, I'm so dumb that I can't even think of this fucking true.
Oh yeah, role playing. That's fun.
Yeah, I bet you get that a lot, right?
Kill it!
We're all being pegged at home.
If you're dumb enough to believe it, you'll go for anything.
What do you mean?
And I can't read and talk at the same time.
Well, you shouldn't have your legs behind your head like that. It's hard to do the podcast.
All right, let's see. I think I can, out of the corner of my eye here, do this. Let me just make sure that my sounds still work.
Is there anything you can...
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Let's get in that elevator.
That's good.
Yeah, nice. I love royalty-free music when you work on edit projects and someone's like, hey, this needs a really pumping soundtrack, but we don't want to pay any money for it. Then you play shit like that and they're like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
How about some like Push a T?
The website that I got this from was like publicdomainmusic.com or something like that, right? And then when you go to get the music, it's like, this is public domain music. You can use it for whatever you want as long as you're not making money from it. If you're making money from it, pay us $25. I'm like, you can't do that.
That's not how that works.
That's not public domain.
That's royalty free. So.
Yeah, that's
But
creative.
the literal website
Creative
name
Commons.
is, it has public domain in the URL, so they can suck my
royalty free
show.
effectively means that it's just a single payment or like an agreement, because royalty means you have to pay every time you use it.
I think...
Also, we make a lot of money on this podcast.
So
It's actually,
Yeah, I figure we're never going to make money from
public
it.
domain
Yeah.
would be you can use it however the fuck you want.
Yeah. And I think that if you put all your website onto a website, put all your music onto a website, and the name of your website is public domain music,
Yeah.
you're going to have a real hard time taking anyone to court for using it in a public domain way.
It seems
But
to
you
be
can
advertised
still
that way.
send people scary letters.
Yeah,
yeah.
you'll get a couple.
Like with pictures of ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. When I was working at the last place I worked at, I would use public domain music from like Premium Beats, and they would email me like every other week, like to scare me that maybe I got the wrong license, and that could mean thousands of dollars in legal fees.
I think that your last job wasn't that concerned about the legality of everything.
No.
We worked on kind of a gray area Disney project.
Yeah.
Was it funded by the cartels or something? What was the
No,
gray
there was just
area?
like a whole Tinkerbell animation they wanted me to do, and then they kept being like, "It doesn't
Oh, we
feel
used all kinds of Disney audio and Disney elements.
It doesn't feel
and-
Disney enough." I'm like, "You made me do a Tinkerbell animation in like 3 days, and I'm not a world-class animator like Disney has." I'm sorry.
And they still take years.
You should have just pulled a clip from YouTube of fully animated Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
They were like, "Holy shit, this Dusty guy's amazing!"
After, honestly, after like how much time I ended up spending on that, I probably would have saved time if I just rotoed an original animation.
Real quick, hey everybody, thanks for tuning into the Dumb Geeks. Tuning in? What the fuck? Thanks for listening.
Turn your dials to Dumb Geeks.
Thanks for tuning in to Tune In.
This is Drive Time Radio. I'm the Badger. I'm the twat.
We're badgering the twat.
Stop badgering my twat.
Stop twatting my badger.
And then
You got your twat in my Badger.
Oh.
cacophony of fun sound effects.
So that was Chris. I'm Tip.
I'm Dusty, your ship captain.
And we're joined by a special guest.
I'm Shannon.
Shannon.
No last name this week.
Yeah.
I'm
Last
switch-
day was last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Here, I'm just gonna.
gotta change it up. Ooh, too loud.
We're playing her in. We gotta play loud.
Welcome, Shannon.
All right. Yeah. Cool. So let's see. What are we talking about today?
Yeah, what's going on? What are we doing?
The coronavirus is now infecting most of the population.
Oh, I stopped listening to news. You know what I noticed about news? It's really depressing.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah, it
true.
is. I stopped too.
Bad. So bad.
Well, last
When they were like, a trial doesn't need witnesses, I was like, I'm going to have to take a break.
I really like that Trump tweet about how like never before has anyone tried to bring didn't to a trial. This is ridiculous and unprecedented.
Wasn't he mad this morning about his part being on a Saturday?
Oh yeah, he was
Because
like
of
the
the
ratings are going to be
ratings."
terrible for my impeachment.
Yeah.
Losers.
That's all he's worried about. He's only worried about ratings.
No, I mean, we got to start doing that. being worried about our ratings.
You got to think about the art.
He's teaching us important lessons.
Yeah, he's
that's true.
He's
Yeah.
a deal maker,
Yeah.
money maker.
And that's what we need. Talking about deals, I heard Chris is, out there trying to get us sponsors.
We got a sponsor.
Wait. Actually, speaking of sponsors, I wore this T-shirt for a special reason, which is that
the T-shirt that all our listeners at home can see.
It's a visual
audio.
podcast.
this T-shirt is from shirtnerdery.com.
Oh, nice.
And we've had Shirt Nerdery as our sponsor for a long time, and no one has bothered to mention that you can buy multiple shirts designed by me on shirtnerdery.com. Just click on Tim McMahon on the menu.
Hell
How
yeah.
long has that been the case?
For several years.
Why didn't you
bring that up? I didn't know that.
I mean,
you not a fan of
honestly,
making money
because
for
like,
yourself?
fuck Rob.
Oh no,
Okay.
we're starting the rival again. Rob's gonna listen to this. And I'm gonna get another angry voicemail.
Why would you start a rival with a man who carries your shirt line?
I mean,
This is Trump's America. Don't fucking ask questions.
That's right. Just
I don't have to carry water for him just because he carries my shirts.
Okay.
So tell us what is going on your shirt.
I actually got a compliment on this shirt today. It's a photo of Neil Armstrong, and he's on the moon, and he's removed his helmet, and his eyes and face are exploding out.
Just like Total Recall.
Yeah. I was at a grocery store, and the woman behind the counter, she was like, "Oh, I like your shirt. It's gross." And I said, "Oh, thank you. I designed it." And then we had a discussion where she was like, "I've seen Total Recall, but I don't remember that." And I'm like, "I don't think you've seen Total Recall."
Yeah, if you don't remember that, you have not seen
It was
it.
an epic scene.
Which I read. I think it was the guy who writes XKCD. He has a science blog on.
You read him?
Yeah, he has a science blog now, and he talks about that scene in Total Recall wouldn't happen. Your eyes don't bulge. It's just your skin starts to get frostbite.
You know what? If he started telling me that, I would make his face look like that. Just fucking choke the shit out of that guy. He could go fuck Neil deGrasse Tyson when they could go talk about gravity together.
Yeah, but they all.
Your eyes
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck him.
Gravity.
Is it just because you'd freeze before you started deforming like
Well,
that?
your skin has enough strength to keep your body intact. Yeah, you would freeze. It's not like you would explosively.
It's like flash freezing.
Yeah, no, it's not even flash freezing. It would take like 8 minutes.
That
You know-
sounds pleasant.
I don't think his movie would have been as good.
No,
So you're
8
saying
minutes.
that
the scene
Wait,
from
do you-
Sunshine when they wrap themselves in the thermal blanket and they jump out. That's more realistic.
You know, my favorite is when Neil deGrasse Tyson, after The Force Awakens came out, he was like, BB-8 is a sphere, and you wouldn't have enough friction to move on the sand in that planet. And everyone was like, that was a real practical prop that actually went on the sand, you fucking moron. How about you just talk about space, you idiot?
yeah, they actually made that thing.
Yeah.
So another cool space fact.
But
I'm about space facts.
I just
today.
want to say that you're saying that scene in the Last Jedi where Princess Leia flies from one ship to another, that could have happened.
Yes, that could. Yeah, actually, that was. Other than the fact that she flew.
The part where...
It's space. There's no gravity.
Here's the thing, though. The part where Admiral Holdo did the Holdo maneuver and went to light speed through the ships, not possible.
Yeah, that would just turn your body to jelly, and the time would have.
Well, I think it would
If you know
cause
anything about hyperspace, you know that's ridiculous.
Well, wouldn't that just actually make a big explosion?
I mean,
Two large
it did?
things.
Well, technically, you can't move at the speed of light because you have mass.
So,
Well,
I
so
know,
look,
but if
here-
you were
here's what
able
would
to
happen.
do that, that would cause if
it would
two
create a nuclear reaction.
yeah, it would be a nuclear bomb.
Because you're moving faster than the speed of light, smashing atoms together.
Yeah, that would be a big explosion.
And it was.
Yeah, but didn't they survive it? Didn't they? I don't remember the scene,
Honestly, I
guess.
didn't even finish.
It
that
wouldn't. It
movie.
wouldn't have atomized every single ship. I don't think. The ships like broke apart, and of course Ray had enough time to go find a TIE fighter to get in or something.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, one other space fact. From the
Ad
XKCD
Astra
dude.
was a good movie. Fact.
I haven't watched it yet. Don't ruin it.
We're gonna review it. We're gonna review this.
I downloaded it.
So on the moon,
Legally.
this is the same thing with the XKCD dude. He talks about on the moon because there's no wind. all of the fragments of rock from meteor impacts are all
You've
like.
said this on a previous episode.
I thought I did.
What did it? Wait.
Never mind.
I don't remember.
He doesn't
What?
remember. I'm not
The
gonna say it.
regolith on the moon is very sharp.
That's the word.
Oh, right.
He said it
You
would
did
cut your
say
hands
that,
like
yeah.
razor blade sharp.
But
I was
then-
like, did I say this?
Okay, so there's a new rule on the podcast, which is no more anecdotes about XKCD.
That's fine. Anyway, we have a new sponsor. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
It's not me, right?
No.
Okay, good.
All right. Was this the right one? Oh shit.
You should prepare.
I did.
Oh, one thing that we can mention while we're preparing here is that if you notice a different energy, it is nighttime. We normally record early in the afternoon.
It feels good, you know? This is my Saturday night activity.
And we're all naked.
Oh yeah.
You have to have an orgy on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I'm going to the orgy later. I just like to
Yeah.
breathe.
And I'm not totally naked because I'm wearing this large Indian head gown. And you guys were like, oh,
What is a head gown?
That's the thing that he's wearing with all the feathers.
Yeah.
We calls it a head
What is a
gown.
head gown? Look at what I'm wearing, Tip. Jeez Louise.
It's fancier than a headdress.
Yeah. It's
How many chickens did that take?
Well, it was a large flock, I think.
But I gotta say, Dusty,
Chickens
you
don't
were
move in
right about that
flocks.
fire hydrant.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. It's like hung like a donkey that's hung like a donkey.
He's like his dick is like a Siamese twin attached to a donkey.
It has a
Two
face, which is the
donkeys.
weird part. I hate the fact that your dick has
well,
a face
I
and a
drew
nose.
it on there.
I mean, really, the worst part is the hooves. It's painful.
Is it breathing?
No, I'm just a heavy breather.
Okay, here's our new sponsor.
I bet they appreciate this lead-in.
Wait, what's it? That's not it. That's not it.
That's a later segment.
This is in the wrong output. I don't know what's going on here.
I played a role-playing game with my friend Michael, whose father was in pornography. And he kicked me out of his game after the first one because I broke it.
It's because you broke the game, not because you found his father's
He gave us
porno.
too many points to put into our characters, and I made this guy who was like an unstoppable monster who could nail someone with a stick of dynamite from like 200 feet away, and also was
That's
like a
kinda
super
fun.
genius and could convince people of anything.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
Well, he kicked you out. He's just not a creative game master.
Well, like the
he should have
mission
made you like crippled, you know?
The mission is we were supposed to do like a bounty or whatever and get some guy, but I had all these special skills and I figured out, I was like, we can just pretend to be the guy who goes and gets or we can pretend to be the guy who we give the bounty to and go and get all the money for the bounty. I can just forge all of the documents and dress up as him and no one will be able to tell the difference.
That's kind of awesome.
My DM was not happy about
That's
it.
because he overplanned. That's, as a DM, classic problem. If you go in being like, okay, first they're going to do this, first they're going to do this, first, bad idea. Your players are psychopaths. That's what they're playing, and they're going to do something weird. Like when you guys played Starfinder, and we had the whole map, and instead you just bought drugs outside of the club and got high.
Yeah, that was way more fun.
It reminds me,
job.
my daughter has started playing this online game called Roblox where you play with other online people. And
Don't let her do that.
Her favorite thing right now, one of her favorite games is playing hide and go seek, where she runs and like this is an actual game in the game where you get like the first 10 seconds and you can hide in the level, and then you hide until someone finds you or they run out of time.
Sounds boring.
So boring. It's her favorite game. And I'm like, what are you playing? She's like, hide and seek. I'm like, but you don't look like you're playing. She's like, I'm hiding right now.
Oh my God.
We played a VR
wow.
version of hide and seek.
And
That was fun.
she finds like
Not
the
really,
darkest spot. So she's like looking at a dark screen.
That's very concerning.
You should just give her a dead cell phone and tell her that she's playing
Yeah.
hide and go seek on it.
Well, she's if you haven't heard any stories about her, she's a very interesting girl. When she was, I think 4, Dusty said they were watching TV and some sort of commercial came on with David Duchovny, and she pointed at it and said, "That's my other dad."
Well, he is
Because she knows
everyone's
that
other
you're
dad.
gay for David Duchovny.
I'm not gay for that guy, but
I am. All right, so you want to hear a sponsor?
yeah, okay, let's get it.
I don't believe it.
We need more commercials! Tip, find me some sponsors!
Hey, Noah Phillips here. You probably know me as Dewey from the Sharkman podcast.
It's not out yet, Noah. Nobody knows who you are.
Oh, well, you're gonna know me from the Sharkman podcast. When I'm done learning special shark magic from the Brotherhood of the Shark, I like to eat a Calypso Southwest in St. John's, Portland. You You might recognize it from the Nicolas Cage movie Pig.
That's not out yet either, Noah.
Well, Calypso Southwest has delicious dishes, from pork tan bueno, which is our slow-cooked pork Southwestern style, to a vegan black bean sweet potato hash. We have vegan, paleo, and gluten-free dishes, and you can even build your own Calypso bowl. So come to Calypso Southwest in St. John's, Portland. Tell them the Dumb Geeks sent you for 10% off your first order. And don't forget to watch Sharkman.
It's a podcast.
You know what I meant. Just come eat some food.
So Calypso Southwest, our new sponsor.
Yeah,
everybody.
I'll go get 10% off.
Yeah, Noah
I live
Phelps.
close.
The voice of Dewey Dorsal Fine.
Yeah.
Sharkman.
Did he say where it was?
St. John's, the St. John's Beer Porch Food Cart Pod. This is like,
And everyone listening should know they can have their own segment like that. We'll even help you record it. It's just $10,000, one flat fee. It's up forever.
Yeah, we'll just Pele.
yeah, we'll take payments. We'll do contracts like that. We're looking for monthly income. You know what I'm saying?
It's on Lombard if anyone cares. Towards St. John's.
I think
Yeah.
that they'll probably just, search on their phone to
Is
find
it-
the exact
If
address.
they're listening and they're like, but
is
I
that what
wonder, is
people
that
usually do?
close?
So it's not in St. John's. It's
It's technically St. John's, but it's not what people consider St. John's because it's pretty early.
because I wrote 3 commercials and recorded them all today with Noah, and they all say St. John's.
I mean, they're technical. It's called the St. John's Beer Porch, but like when you think of St. John's, you think of that downtown area. But it's before that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of like Pasadena isn't really in LA,
Yeah, it's a lot like
but
that.
it's in LA County.
So yeah, it's like St. John's Beer Porch isn't really downtown St. John's, but it's in the neighborhood of St. John's.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's close.
What other things can we talk about?
So, hey, actually, it might be good to get into our prepared segment
All right.
Sure.
because
here.
I
If you
don't
wanna
know
do
how
that,
long
Jeff.
this will take.
Perfect for a podcast.
Ba-bum-bum.
All right. So this segment is actually I think it's gonna help us get some advertisers. And we don't have that many listeners, but if we just get some really rich listeners, we can get some good advertisers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's not
So-
about how many; it's about the quality.
Go for the
Yeah.
whales, the ones that spanned.
So this segment is I'm trying to appeal both to our geek heads out there and to the billionaires out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
come
got
on.
to be some
There's-
crossover.
Why is
Venn diagrams and
Elon
stuff.
Musk not listening to this yet?
He might
or
be.
however you pronounce
Maybe
his
he's the
name.
guy in France.
So there's like 2,000 billionaires, and we have at least 30 consecutive listeners. I think there's a crossover.
There's a potential.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any coal mine
I
owners?
actually have kind of an
Yeah.
ace up my sleeve with billionaires.
You're not wearing sleeves. You're naked.
That's true. But I actually come from money. You guys don't know this. Tim McMahon isn't my real name.
Oh wow, this is news.
This is just my stage name.
Holy shit.
So that you guys don't recognize who I really am.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's gonna come out in this. So let's get it over
Are
with.
you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
All right.
No going back once you open this box.
This isn't even
Pandora's.
my real voice.
Wow. So every day, all day, you do a fake voice.
Yeah. And I try to look as disgusting as you people.
That's
You
pretty
must be
hard.
exhausted.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Welcome to the 1%. I'm your host, Maximilian Chameleonaire, heir to the $7.1 billion chameleonaire fortune earned from the chameleon trade in the 1600s. Tonight, the dregs of society will compete to see if they can think like the richest of the rich. Today's topic, how to spot the nouveau riche. Before the show, I, Maximilian Chameleonaire, wrote a series of indicators that someone may be recently wealthy. Then we fed those into an AI crafted from the Hope Diamond and generated an equal number of fake entries. It will be up to our 3 lowborn contestants to determine which is which, and the winner today will no longer be a member of the petite bourgeoisie. The prize is $100 million dispersed from the Chameleonaire estate upon my father's death. Our first contestant today is Shannon Sorenson. Please, tell the audience why you would make a good rich person.
Because I like to spend money.
Okay. And our second contestant today, Chris Hackett. We heard that you have a very interesting occupation. Please tell us about it.
I'm an on-set colorist. Is that the occupation?
I'm sorry, we were very wrong. Let's move along. And last but not least, or actually least, Dustifer McCord. Is it true that you have a donkey dick?
Technically, we've been making that up.
Disappointing?
It's a normal size. I'm sorry, guys.
Master Maximilian, is there
We will
any-
also be joined by my personal butler,
Yes.
Hamfred,
Did I come
who will
in too
tally the
early?
score. Just shut up!
I'm glad someone remembered to
You will
mic him.
speak when spoken to.
I'm avoiding eye
Hamfred!
contact.
Hamfred will be tallying the scores and not talking unless I ask him to. All right, let's move on.
That was awkward.
I think. Did he just piss himself?
What?
Hamfred. There's a pool of.
I mean, it smells like urine.
It smells
Definitely
like it.
smells like urine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just have to play this game with that
just
smell.
won't stop peeing though. It's-
Okay, so
Stop stream.
moving along.
You don't let him pee all day, huh?
It's still going.
Oh man.
I'm really impressed.
Oh, God.
Mostly with the smell.
I had the rules written up, but they appear to have disappeared, so I'll just wing it.
Do it from memory. That's what rich people do, isn't it?
So, the way that this game will work, I guess I kind of explained it in the opening. I'm going to be bringing up some categories about how to tell if someone is nouveau riche. You guys will pick from the categories as I select each of you individually, and you will determine whether what I read out to you was come up by a real billionaire, me, Maximilian Chamillionaire, or an AI. So just say Max or AI. Our opening categories are surreal estate, that's amore, classical music, and swanky panky. Which category would you like, Shannon?
Surreal estate.
Okay.
It's a good choice.
Sounds surreal.
Yeah, I like it.
They have their house for sale in the Hamptons, but they're not willing to sell to anyone who won't build a statue of them on the beach.
Do I just tell you the answer?
Yes.
Oh.
I thought we were supposed to write it
What's
down.
with these whiteboards?
That's for the final segment. People listening don't even know there are whiteboards.
I thought they could all see. Okay. That's new. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I think,
You're supposed to say whether I wrote that or an AI wrote it.
Oh,
did a real rich person say
Let
that?
me read it out to you one more time. They have their house for sale in the Hamptons, but they're not willing to sell to anyone who won't build a statue of them on the beach. And I'll also mention, if you take longer than 5 seconds, you will be eliminated.
AI.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Tally that up, Hamfred.
Yes, master.
Okay. Now, Chris.
Yep.
Choose from the following categories. The same one. Surreal estate, that's amore, classical music, or swanky panky.
Swanky panky.
Okay, swanky panky. These are signs that someone is nouveau riche. Botched dick extension.
That's real. You wrote that.
That is correct.
Hey. Maximilian, put that on the. Or wait, no. What's his name? Hamfred. Put that on the board.
Yes.
Once it's been botched, is there anything you can do about that? Or
Just buy a new one.
Okay, Dusty.
copy that?
Same categories. What would you like?
Will you read me the categories again?
Surreal estate, that's amore, classical music, and swanky panky.
I'll go with That's Amore for 5.
That's not part of it. They're incessantly in love with women they're not related to.
Incessantly in love with women.
5 seconds.
They're not related to. I'm guessing that's a real rich person.
Incorrect.
Well, I don't know.
Nope. Now we're moving on back to Shannon. All right.
Does he have a negative point, master?
No. All right. We're closing down That's Amore. The new categories: surreal estate, classical music, swanky panky, or cinema.
Cinema.
Their life was made into a movie, and they were played by a comedic actor.
AI?
Incorrect.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I feel like that's a Jim Carrey flick right there.
All right, Chris. The categories are surreal estate, That's Amore, classical music, swanky panky, and cinema.
Let's do surreal estate.
Surreal estate.
For those,
They live in a
who haven't seen it.
3-bedroom penthouse on the 50th floor of a building that was once home to Richard Branson and contains a church where members of the Ormeau family died.
AI.
Correct.
Too specific.
Dusty. Choose a category.
Classical music for 10.
Classical music for 1. He listened to a gospel cover band.
So wait, what am I guessing
5
here?
seconds. AI or me?
AI?
Correct.
Okay. Seeing a pattern here. If it doesn't seem to come from anywhere, it's probably the AI.
I don't make much sense myself.
Okay.
Same category, Shannon. Select.
Swanky Panky.
Swanky Panky. They claim to have a sex dungeon, but it's really just a room with a sex swing, some leather-wrapped paddles, and mirrors on the walls.
You wrote that
Correct.
about your own room.
That's his spare bedroom.
Okay, Chris. We're closing out Swanky Panky, and we're closing out cinema. The new categories are surreal estate, classical music, phone faux pas, and vacationing.
Phone faux pas.
For 10.
For real.
For 500.
All right.
Dusty sounds
You
sad.
don't know if you're talking to a wealthy person or a poor person because every phone in the house has a different number, and they sometimes call you late at night when you're out driving.
I feel like this is you.
Incorrect!
A rich person doesn't drive themselves.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's-
Damn it.
that's right
That was
there.
a good. Oh.
Jeez.
Dusty. Surreal estate, classical music, phone faux pas, or vacationing?
Phone faux pas. Wait, vacationing's a new one.
Yes.
Did you give that one? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, he's opening and closing.
True.
So Dusty,
Vacation.
for people who are listeners at home, Dusty left the room and he just came back.
Vacationing.
They really, really want to go on a cruise, and their idea of relaxing is being at an all-you-can-eat French restaurant.
AI.
Yes.
Do all you can eat French restaurants exist?
That's the only
I
thing
just
I was
don't-
Sick
thinking
burn,
about.
though.
That also, like, yeah, I guess
We just got back from Paris. They have a hometown buffet there. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's
Shannon.
called the prison.
Surreal estate, classical music, phone faux pas, or vacationing?
Vacationing.
They act baffled when you invite them to hunt the most dangerous game.
You wrote that.
Correct.
Sounds like Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Hamfred, can we get a update on the scores?
Master, Shannon's in the lead with 3 points. Chris is in second with 2. And Dusty has only 1 point.
How embarrassing.
Well, technically, I feel like I'm winning because
Sorry, this is not a moment you get to speak.
I'm having the most
Chris.
fun.
We're closing down classical music and surreal estate. The categories are now phone faux pas, vacationing, culture clash, or personal hygiene.
Oh, personal hygiene.
You know what that is?
No, that's why I just.
Yeah,
It's
you
like a
like
new
to go
experience.
crazy.
Learning
about it.
You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh.
She loves taking shower.
AI.
Well, let's hear the sentence first.
If Tip cracks up at it, he didn't write it.
Oh, fuck you. I crack up at my own jokes.
Was it like a point of pride? Hey, motherfucker, I crack up at my own jokes all the time.
I'm funny to myself too.
You made me slip out of my own self back into my fake character of Tip McMahon. I was so offended.
Read that sentence.
Okay. She loves taking showers in hot tubs because that means she gets to see the sun.
That feels like a rich person thing to do.
Yeah.
I only take
5 seconds.
Alfred.
Yes.
Alfred, I only take my showers in the hot tub in the backyard.
And only when the sun is out.
Only when the sun is
Okay.
out.
Dusty, the categories are phone faux pas, vacationing, culture class, and personal hygiene.
Culture clash.
When you make the sign of Osiris, they don't know the response sign and you have to kill them.
AI?
Incorrect!
That's what a rich person
He
says?
didn't laugh.
It just sounded crazy.
This reminds me of Watchmen.
Dusty, you are embarrassing yourself. You clearly cannot think like a rich person. You do not deserve to win, but we will move on to Shannon.
Okay.
Your categories are phone faux pas, vacationing, culture clash, or personal hygiene.
Personal hygiene.
You know what that is?
I do.
It's taking a shower
taking a
in
shower
your
in a
hot
hot
tub.
tub.
Doy.
We just learned this.
Too much grooming or not enough grooming?
5, 4, 3.
AI.
Correct.
Oh,
Personal hygiene is now closed out.
good one.
For
The
some people,
new
it's never
categories,
happened.
Chris, choose from phone faux pas, vacationing, culture clash, or heavy petting.
I think you know which one I want.
Culture clash.
No, I wanted heavy petting.
Why would you
take
want
that.
Maybe later. Their dogs are uncircumcised.
what?
AI.
No, that's me.
Who would go through the trouble?
Can you believe it, Harry? The
Yeah.
dogs are uncircumcised.
Okay, Dustin. This is your chance to get still much lower than everyone else in points. Choose from phone faux pas, vacationing, culture clash, or heavy petting.
Heavy petting, and I'm gonna bet everything.
Considering you're poor, that's not much.
They have their own cats because she's a kitty.
You said that.
I can see why you're a Trump supporter. You have a problem distinguishing reality.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell you say or don't say.
Okay, Shannon. Phone faux pas, vacationing, culture clash, or heavy petting.
Heavy petting.
Popular
Let's go
category.
3 for 3.
Who doesn't like a little heavy petting?
I guess.
Oh, my cat.
My uncircumcised dog.
Guard dogs, but no maid dogs or gardener dogs.
Fuck. Say that again.
Guard dogs, but no maid dogs or gardener dogs. 5 seconds.
I don't even know.
4.
You wrote that.
3.
I did. Indeed.
Still don't understand it.
I don't even get the context.
Guard dogs, but no maid dogs are gardener dogs?
Made as a is that MADE or
Like a maid- like a
MAID?
maid man?
Oh, like in
Maid.
Peter Pan.
Like
Maid-
no dogs that clean up your house for you, you poor sons of bitches.
So you're like Made in
like the-
Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez?
Now, wouldn't a poor person only have dogs to clean up their house? A rich person would have a person that cleans up their house.
Okay,
But you
Chris.
can get one like in
Phone
Peter
faux
Pan.
pas,
the nanny.
vacationing, culture clash, or heavy petting.
Heavy
They had
petting.
the-
That's what I
They
want.
had
I'm
the
all
dog
about that.
nanny because they didn't have money.
This is
for
the
human
final
nanny.
clue in heavy petting.
Woo!
Their menagerie doesn't include any animals that are believed to be extinct.
You wrote that.
Correct.
Jeez. It's getting
Heavy
close,
petting is
though.
now closed. Dusty,
Yeah.
your options are phone faux pas, vacationing, culture clash, or motoring.
Motoring.
You look like a motorist.
I am.
When they're driving their car, they don't wear earplugs.
That's AI.
Finally, Dusty got one.
Hello.
Can we get an update, Hanfred?
Shannon and Chris are tied with 4.
And Dusty's in the lead,
Dusty
Because I
is
bet everything on that last one.
behind with 2. May I stop peeing, Master?
It's a very embarrassing performance for all of you.
I will continue to pee then.
Shannon, phone faux pas, vacationing, culture clash, or motoring.
Culture clash.
So, culture clash. Signs that they are nouveau riche. Miscegenation.
That's it. Just one word.
Miscegenation.
5, 4.
AI.
That was me.
Oh, what does
getting
that
tough to tell.
mean?
Yeah.
You don't know. Miscegenation is the mixing of races.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm
Right.
Oh,
I mean, that does
I got-
sound like something a rich person would say.
I
mean, to
just
be honest.
Yeah.
have to get better with
Keep
my
it pure.
racism, you know?
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'm
true.
totally slipping.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tough.
We are closing
act,
down the culture clash category. The new categories for you to choose from, Chris, are vacationing, motoring, around the house, or snobby hobbies.
Ooh, snobby hobbies. Have you been to the snobby hobby lobby?
Their fashion pop band is called Kim Jong-un.
AI.
Correct!
Who would call their band?
Because if it was an actual K-pop
You know,
band,
it's
it'd be-
interesting that Dusty thinks he can weigh in on whether this is AI or me, considering how poorly he's doing in the game.
On that one, I would have been
it'd
sure.
be Kim Jong-un if it was an actual K-pop band.
Okay, Dusty.
If you knew K-pop bands.
Phone
would be
faux
funny.
pas, vacationing, motoring, or around the house.
Around the house.
Is there an echo in your headphones, Shannon?
No.
Not
Oh,
mine.
that's weird.
No.
Huh. I thought I heard one.
Home invasions are normal.
A real person said that.
Incorrect!
Oh my God, Dusty.
Shannon.
Felt like something a rich person would say.
Kind of the idea of the game. Shannon, choose between phone faux pas, vacationing, motoring, and around the house.
Phone faux pas.
Phone faux
I'm
pas.
surprised you didn't call it phone pause.
Yeah, it was there. It's right there.
Meow.
Their neighbors only speak to them via SMS.
AI.
Correct! We have now closed out the phone faux pas category. So, Chris, choose between... Oh, wait. Oh, there we go.
Tip?
Choose between vacationing, motoring, around the house, and snobby hobbies.
I will take motoring for all of Dusty's points. Well, half of them.
Is that where you just move your face back and forth really quickly between
That's
a woman's
motor
breasts?
boating.
Oh.
Their car does not have a name.
You wrote that.
Incorrect!
Oh. See. Because
It's a poor person thing to name your car.
Is it?
Yes. I know your car is named Susie. Okay, Dusty. Choose between vacationing, motoring, around the house, and snobby hobbies.
Motoring. I'm gonna get this one, guys.
This is your second
We're
motoring.
closing out the
Yeah.
motoring category
Motoring.
here.
There we go.
Collects classic muscle cars.
You said it.
Correct.
All right. Point number 3. I'm cleaning up.
You're doing quite well, Mr. Dusty.
And yet, you still smell terrible.
I can smell you from over here above my urine.
Shannon, please choose between vacationing, around the house, snobby hobbies, and cool your jets. These are the final categories before we enter
The
end
final
game.
countdown.
Is the end game where we all move to our bunkers in New Zealand?
Sorry. Please select your category.
Snobby hobby lobbies.
That's not a category, but I will assume that you mean around the house. That's what we call a joke.
Oh, I love when rich people have jokes. Yeah.
They're the funniest jokes.
Here's a funny
They're
joke.
on it.
The timing is always really good.
They're on the board of a second-tier charity.
Oh, a rich person wouldn't. On the second tier, AI.
Incorrect.
Dang.
It's totally a rich person thing to be like,
But a
oh, their
second-
charity's
like,
not
just
good enough.
Oh yeah,
No, that's
yeah. I
a
guess
shit
to
talk.
rate
It's
them.
a quote
yeah.
of a, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a second tier charity.
Snobby Hobbies has now closed.
Have you seen their uncircumcised dog?
Chris, stop talking about
probably-
uncircumcised penises.
They probably
all I
don't
can
even
talk
have
about.
golden toilets to poop on.
With
Chris, your options are vacationing, around the house, and cool your jets.
Cool your jets.
Coo.
Did you guys hear an echo again? I swear to God.
I think you're hearing things.
Their whole air pilot list consists of them and a dolphin named Hedwig.
Why do you have to say air pilot?
AI.
Correct.
Yeah.
Rich people like to add extra words to things, and the AI picked up on that.
Let me put my vision glasses on so I can see the air pilot.
Dusty, you're running out of time to not look like a fucking idiot.
AI.
Choose between vacationing, around the house, and cool your jets.
Cool your jets.
They offer to fly you to Paris for dinner, and you can tell they think it's really cool.
A real rich person?
Correct!
Nice.
Can we get an update, Hamfred?
Sean, let's see. Hold on. I'm sorry, Master. Chris seems to be in the lead with 6 points. Shannon following it up with 5. And Dusty is leading the rear with 4 with his large donkey-sized dick.
Thank you.
Getting close. His dick, I mean.
It's
This is your chance to catch up, Shannon. Choose from vacationing, around the house, cool your jets. Those are your options.
Cool your jets.
Final hint, clue, word, phrase in Cool Your Jets.
Shouldn't it be cool
AI.
your private jets?
Last year's jet,
Yeah.
and they have to give 24 hours notice before a flight.
Say that again?
What?
Last year's jet, and they have to give 24-hour notice before a flight.
AI.
Incorrect.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Rich
rich person would say.
I always
That's
like
what I
to
was gonna
give
say.
5-hour notice.
Cool Your Jets is now closed. 2 categories remaining, vacationing and around the house. Chris, choose your death. I mean category.
Vacationing. If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be in the Caribbean.
That sounds nice.
Sunny.
It's kind of
They
place I'd like to-
accidentally started a war during a water ski race.
AI.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, how'd you
Although
do
I
that?
feel like a rich person would do that.
That is the plot of Johnny Tsunami,
Is it
Okay,
really?
Dusty.
but it's snowboarding.
There is only one category, so you don't get to pick.
That's the rest, like the rest of my life.
Around the house.
He could pull it off for a tie for second master.
They have carpeting in their vomitorium.
It's AI.
Correct.
It was him. He's the only person that used the word
I don't think
vomitorium.
vomitorium is a real word.
It was a reference to our VR experience.
Actually, if you were educated, you would know that in ancient Rome they had large buildings called vomitoriums where you go to expel your extra food after eating.
Before the orgy.
Or, I mean, sometimes there were orgies in the vomitorium.
Can you imagine if that was your
That's
job?
Two girls, one cup.
Okay, Shannon,
I
you
got
will
a
be
job at
answering
the Capitol
for
but
around
it's
the house.
vomitorium.
All right.
bathrooms, sinks, electrical outlets, couch.
AI.
Incorrect.
What?
We have no such
just
needs
listed-
for such expelling of waste.
Wait, bathroom?
sitting.
You just listed objects.
Yes, if you see these objects
game.
around the house, nouveau riche.
Wait. What were the objects?
Bathrooms, sinks,
sinks.
electrical outlets, and couch.
So rich people don't have electrical outlets?
Whoa, we have poor people who run on hamster wheels to power our devices.
That just feels like a lot of cabling.
Correct, Hamfred? Run faster!
Oh God! Hey, is the light bulb bright enough?
Okay, Chris.
Yep.
The category is still around the house.
Okay.
Paper towels, toilet paper, anything made of paper.
AI.
Incorrect!
Oh.
I don't even understand.
Yeah, those are things rich people would not have.
Wait, rich
Everything's
people
made
don't
of
have
gold.
toilet paper?
Apparently.
We're now
Just
entering
bidets, maybe?
the final percent.
Oh.
So you could still use toilet paper even if you had a bidet.
If you're familiar with Final Jeopardy, this is similar. I am going to provide a category, and then each of you will attempt to write like a billionaire.
Oh, okay.
I will take each of your entries, and then I will read them aloud along with my own entry. You will all then vote on it, and you will receive 5 points if you vote correctly, but you will receive 10 points if you receive the most votes.
So we can't see. We should not see each other's
So
writing.
Donkey Dick Dusty could actually catch up.
My marker is run out of ink, so typical import fashion, systematically I'm being put
Here's
behind.
another one.
Why don't you just write with that marker between your legs?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Oh shit. Luckily both of those beers were mostly empty.
okay. So,
Shit. I did get a little beer there though. Okay, I
Dusty
did
just
something.
jumped a small amount of beer on his whiteboard.
I
on the
really hope Dusty does
No,
not
I
win.
rubbed it on my own leg. all
I
right?
do not want him showing up at my billionaire hangouts. Okay,
If I had $1 for every time I heard that.
everyone get your boards ready. Make sure that your little writing sticks work. You will have 60 seconds to write your prompt. The final category is Injustice for All. Begin now.
What?
Injustice for all.
Injustice for all. And then I'm just supposed to put random words down?
You're supposed to write something that sounds like me. Did you listen to the rules? Jesus Christ!
I don't think I understood any step of this game.
When this music ends, your time will be up. Look at them. Look at these fucking morons. These fucking... The brows are furrowed. This is the hardest they've ever worked. Clearly. Ugh. Dusty is drenched in sweat. Chris appears to have finished early in his pants with enough time left to write a response. Shannon looks like the competitor beat, breaking the other's concentration with threatening gestures and a switchblade. Will they manage to write something coherent? Do they even need to fool their peers? We'll find out soon enough. No eye contact! Hand me your boards. Okay.
So, like, none of my pens really work that well. I had 3 options in there.
Now, all of you must close your eyes so you can't tell which boards I'm looking at.
Okay.
Okay, so the category is Injustice for All. The first one is gold chairs, doors that open.
AI.
I am rich. Pay the judge. And the police hassled them after they drunkenly ran over that child.
What are we supposed to vote on?
Now, Shannon, which of these prompts do you believe was written by me?
Don't fuck this up.
The last one you read.
Okay, Chris,
Last one.
Dusty.
The last one.
Everyone has voted for the same option, the last one, and you are all correct. However, because I received the most votes, I now get 10 points, and I am the winner! Oh, what a great game. Thank you all for joining me today.
A rich person wins at his own game. Woohoo!
It's too much like real life.
So can I just answer?
All right, well, thank you for joining us this week. I will now be another $100 million richer. You know me, Maximilian Chameleonaire. Join us. Maybe not next week. Maybe not the week after that. Maybe never again. Thank you very much.
Wait, so just rewind. How can you be $100 million richer if you were gonna be the one that paid out the reward?
All right, I'm stepping back into my role as Tip now.
Okay. The logic
And I can
isn't
tell
clean.
you. Well, see, here's the thing, because I would be $100 million poorer if one of you won. So technically, then I'm $100 million richer.
Yeah, you
since
just
you guys did
sustained.
such a shitty job
At what though?
at writing those prompts at the end. Everybody knew which one was me.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a lot of ink, so
Personal problem.
I couldn't go. I was like, gold, and then I was like, I barely have any ink here, so fuck it. Gold.
I gave
chairs.
you 3 fucking markers.
I tried all 3.
It's maybe it's you.
I also, before we started, I said, make sure that your writing sticks work.
Yeah.
And you didn't say shit. There was another marker over here, man.
You know,
This
look,
one
that
definitely
one, that
works.
last one worked right there, and then right after that, it stopped working.
Okay, well, I think this is a good time for us to
Jesus.
cut to our next sponsor, which is an amazing new podcast. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Sharkman.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to play a scene from
Am I in it?
Sharkman. I believe you are in this one.
Well, yeah. Episode.
Then I'll allow it.
Should we set it up?
Yeah, go ahead. It's your,
All right.
it's your baby.
So my understanding, this is the scene where Dewey Dorsalfine, Sharkman, has decided has been dragged into the subterranean moon temple underneath Grimace, Oregon. And his friends have managed to acquire the magical shark egg called the Shondarak, and they're fleeing while being pursued by the moon cult. And Dewey,
led by Lopan.
the moon worshipping mastermind who seeks to destroy the
Can
world.
I just say the Star Wars of podcasts?
And then so this is the scene where Dewey realizes he doesn't want anyone to hurt his friends, and he needs to needs to be true to himself and become Sharkman.
I can't wait until I realize I don't want everyone to hurt my friends.
It's I'm 50-50. Anyway, here you go. Here's some Sharkman.
Look, Master, the shark friends. They're on that ledge and they have the Shonderek.
Well, look who decided to crash my party. Jasper, take Dewey to the Lincoln Room. Everyone else, stop them!
You don't! Not again!
Barry, you deal with that.
Whoa, what's wrong with your eyes? They're like black and... Did you feel that? It felt like the room just quivered. Anyways, I'm legally required to tell you I've had an issue.
Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
Now you're talking. Follow me.
What's happening back there?
I hope it's Dewey finally growing a set of gills.
Oh no, a fork in the tunnel. Do you remember which way?
I don't remember, and Frizz has a terrible sense of direction.
This is not good.
Guys!
Ah, Dewey, you startled me.
The way out is to the right.
Jumping sea crabs. Did you appear out of nowhere?
How do you know the way?
I can smell the sea air, clear as day. Quick, through that tunnel.
All right, let's stop yapping and get flapping.
So would I be correct in thinking that 20-minute ad for a podcast is for one that's not yet available?
That's correct. We're just building hype.
Yeah, people are going to get excited.
Yeah,
about
they're
this.
excited. All 30 listeners.
Were you in that one?
Yes, I was.
He was.
Let's point out who each person was there. Dusty was
I was Lopan.
Lopan. Which, if you don't know the names of everyone in there, that's the guy who sounds like the monarch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, Barry, you deal with that.
And I was Barry, and I was Sam.
And I was Grizz.
I hope he grows a pair of gills soon.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Shannon?
That sounded really awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You gonna download it?
Yeah. When
Yeah.
when is
We're
it
gonna
available?
check.
We don't know.
Soonish.
Yeah.
I took a little bit of a mental break, but I'm gonna take my headphones back home and start working on it again.
Ooh, are you? We'll have to split that project back up.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can probably just start working on some of the comments you made on there earlier, but we can talk about logistics.
No. Let's talk about it. This is good for the podcast. This is good podcast
This is good content,
material.
yeah.
Like the listeners want to know.
Behind the scenes of a future
You
podcast.
want to see how the sausage is made, baby?
Hey, it's way less sexy than you think.
Ooh. Anyway, yeah.
What do we want to talk about
What do we
now?
want to talk about?
How long have we been going?
56 minutes.
Oh, okay. So we're kind of reaching the end of the tunnel
We
here.
are, yeah.
I can share just a personal story.
Unlike the Queen of England or Dick Cheney, we are reaching the end of the tunnel.
Hello.
Ooh.
Well,
Oh, let's talk about Harry and Meghan Markle and how they're taking a break from the royal family.
that's like, yeah, because we all fucking care about that.
At the same time as Brexit? Oh no, the
I gotta
Daily.
say-
The true Brexit.
Why does
when
it
the news
matter?
like covers like a royal baby being born or whatever, and it's like breathless coverage for 2 weeks, like
She's heading towards the hospital. Like the contractions are 2 minutes apart.
I'm like, I thought we hated the fucking royalty. What the fuck? Why did we form this country?
I don't know, and I also like.
Fuck monarchs.
Who gives a shit
forget.
if the two of the family members are like, I'd like to kind of like take a break for a while. Like, who cares?
Also,
Especially
they
the
don't matter. They're
rest-
not even like
Yeah.
they're
They'll
fucking
never be
figureheads.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
does it
I listened to
matter?
the Daily's episode on it, and my main takeaway is that the royal family is kind of racist. And I was like, yeah, I knew
yeah.
that. They owned a lot of
I mean,
slaves.
you remember the category in our game about miscegenation, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like it was ripped from the headlines.
I mean, I don't
Meghan
know.
Markle is very nouveau riche.
What is Megan? I just saw a headline the other day that was like, "Oh, they're overspending," and it's like that couple is like, "Oh, they're overspending. They're gonna blow their money or something. It's like they're fucking of the monarch. I don't know. What is there an end to their money?
Yeah. No.
I don't think they can spend as much as they fucking want. I don't know. But I also don't give a shit if they turn out to be poor.
That'd be cool, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
be
be
down for
that
that.
surprised.
Honestly, Megan is not that untalented, and she's now the queen, or she's a princess now. So
Sixth in line.
she can just go and get work all the time. Because people will be like,
She
oh,
just-
I want to
but
hire a princess.
They could
just hire like paparazzi.
But do what presidents do, speaking fees. You just
Yeah.
show up and you're like,
Show
hey,
up.
how's it
Hey,
going?
I'm the princess.
100,000, thank you.
I would laugh so hard if the
Write a
royalty
book.
got poor and they like had to sell Buckingham Palace.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Apparently, Meghan and Harry are paying for the renovations that they made to the whatever cottage that cost $3 million. They're paying that back. Thank God.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous with Robin Leach?
Yeah.
One time.
That kind of thing is not so cool anymore.
No, not now that we're on the edge of a revolution. No.
Yeah. Yeah. It's obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eat the rich, right?
Yeah, eat the rich.
And fuck the police.
I mean,
Yep.
at least just take over their land and put homeless people there.
And if you're a police officer
I
listening
had
to
a-
this, we respect you.
I had a nerdy friend in high school.
Thin blue line.
Who started a punk band called FTP for Fuck the Police.
Ooh.
But he told the teachers and everything that it was file transfer protocol.
That's a weird level of nerdy.
I was like, dude, you're allowed to name your band whatever you want. It's not a school band.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could have come up with something better than file transfer protocol.
Or even just say like it doesn't mean anything.
Fun times party.
Yeah.
That would be better.
Fun triple pussy.
That'd be better. Yeah.
Fat triple pussy.
File
better.
transfer protocol. Why didn't he go with like HTTP?
Because he's a nerd. Well, how are you gonna turn that into the police? Like hate the true police?
hate
hate the
just
troopers and police.
Or just
hate the
two
troopers and
those.
police. Yeah, there you go.
Hate the police.
hate them. Those
And
police.
Most of the time, you drop those out of when you're shorting something.
Is it Max Headroom who came up with the band? Hate the police.
Yeah.
That's a timely reference.
Thank you. That's for
that-
everybody that's 30 and watched reruns.
Hello.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look. Wait, what was that? Max Headroom?
Yeah, Max Headroom. Okay, anyway, I've got a few Lassie jokes coming up.
Hey, can we talk about Herman's head when we're talking about these things? What happened to that show?
Hey,
I don't even remember that show.
Meet the Hendersons, right?
It was
Harry and the
basically like
Hendersons,
that
that's
show, or like the movie Inside Out, but as a
okay.
television show with a horny guy.
That's like every TV show in the 90s.
Every TV show in the 90s had a bunch of people living in the characters' heads and watching out through their eyes.
Oh yeah, that's all I watched. It's like, this again?
Oh, man.
Why is he so horny?
I
think
really
we
got to
remember
stop watching TV on mescaline.
Not stop doing mescaline. Stop watching TV while I am on mescaline.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you're gonna spend that much money on a pastime, you should. Yeah.
Wait, you guys, hold on one second. Oh, yeah.
So, do we have a closing? I have a closing story for this podcast.
Okay.
So, and it's related.
It's a story about closing?
It's a story about closing.
Are you just gonna sing closing time for 3
Closing
minutes?
time.
I found a
I've seen
dubstep
them in
remix.
concert.
Well, no, I was
Closing
going
time.
to talk about
Oh, really? I
my
bet that's
daughter's
good.
new
You mean
obsession with bones.
Semisonic?
Oh yeah. I want to hear this.
This is a classic. This is a good closing story.
She found all your bones in the basement?
No, the other day, so we have an Alexa show, which is like the Alexa that. Sorry if
Has
anyone-
a screen.
It's the. I shouldn't say her name, just the Echo, but it's the Echo show because of
Alexa, buy butt stuff. Alexa, buy more butt stuff. Alexa, butt stuff.
So she used it to play music, and the other day, like a couple weeks ago, she had it play. She asked for a random song, and it just started playing a random episode of Bones. Mm-hmm. And so she sat and watched the whole episode, and then weeks
You're lucky
later,
it wasn't Flesh Gordon.
weeks later, like I'll come home and she's like she's just Bones this, Bones that. Like it's become her favorite show. And like her and my wife will now go and watch Bones together. And then now there's been multiple nights where I lay on the floor to pretend to be a dead person and she examines my remains for evidence.
You know, you may be raising a baby boomer.
So
You told me that
her next show is going to to be NCIS.
the other night when I posted about
Big
it,
Bang Theory.
she reasoned that the weapon was a crowbar, and she found important evidence that there was pollen in the wound, so that was probably a sign that the murder weapon came from a specific area.
Yeah, that's how you
flower
trace it
killer.
back.
So I was just like, God, I hope you catch this guy. You know,
You know what I find problematic
you.
about Bones? So
Avenge my death.
catch him, dear.
the main character is a woman, right?
That's what you find problematic. All right, that's it. That's Chip's score.
That's the dumb geek.
Here's the thing: is that every time that I've ever seen like a poster or like a screen thing where it's like Bones on Netflix or whatever, it always shows that guy from Angel.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
it never shows a woman. And like my mom watched that show, and I was like, "Oh, that show about that guy," and she's like, "It's not about that guy." And I'm like, "Not my fault."
You know, honestly, I've never seen the show, but I agree with you because I didn't know it was the main character's woman. I thought it was like
he's more
isn't that
famous.
her name? Isn't the main character's last
I'm
name
pretty sure
Bones?
she's.
No, it's
Yeah,
her.
that can't be her
Like
last name.
Dr.
That's like a.
Bones?
no,
It's
stop
her,
it.
it's her
worst.
nickname
fucking
because she's
dumb.
really into
Oh, it's her
bones.
nickname.
No,
Still fucking
no.
dumb.
It's her nickname because she loves Star
What's a
Trek, the
Bones?
original series.
Oh yeah, and they're like you're just like the doctor.
But no, it's an old thing. When you call like old Dr. Sawbones.
Well, she's like a paleontologist or something, so she studies bones.
Oh my god, stop!
Wait, so she's like solving ancient
Is this
Egyptian
real?
murders?
No,
I've never
no.
seen an episode. This sounds fucking
It's
great.
bad.
And I wanna watch
So
it.
I've
It's a
tried to
good-
watch
I
a few
guarantee
episodes.
she's not a paleontologist. I guarantee Dusty is just dumb.
Every episode opens with her studying ancient Chinese bones or something.
Stop it!
And then,
sounds
and
too
then
good.
hobby,
what's his
or-
face? No,
Did you just spoil every episode for me?
Basically, and then what's his face from Angel comes in and is like,
David Boreanaz.
well, I'm gonna have to interrupt your bones on your studies.
Your nerd
We've got
stuff.
another murder, and she's like, "Bring me the body."
Does anybody say like, "Oh, looks like you got a boner"?
No,
Only once.
there is
an episode,
surprise-
They
at
didn't
most.
find it humorous. You know?
there is a lot
funny
of.
joke.
Oh, that's yeah.
There is a
Good
lot
job.
Gotcha.
Wait, are you saying humorous? Like a
Yeah.
Like a
humor?
bone.
of. There is a lot of sex stuff in the show, and so my wife
They
will
didn't
fast
find
forward.
it very femur.
Femorous?
Nah, I don't know.
I think you got
Your
it
wife will
humor.
fast forward the show.
The sex parts.
Do they ever deal with like infectious diseases? They like have to call femur.
the last episode I watched, they did deal with an infectious
like the
disease.
coronavirus?
They were sawing a 1,000-year-old bone in half, and it
And
spread.
I found a clue for a modern murder.
it spread ancient spores, and it was a real down. It was a real downer because it was a Christmas party that night, and they had to get quarantined.
But what if we combined House with CSI with Indiana Jones?
Well, I
That
mean, that
is-
sounds like a recipe for.
And then we
awesome.
hide the fact that there's a woman in it because boomers are our audience.
But how could you hide it? Because it's like literally she's in every episode.
Just in the
manage it.
posters. Just in the posters.
I don't know why they decided to do that. Yeah, but it's also
So I think Tip nailed it because it's a
yeah.
boomer audience.
it's a procedural crime drama, so every episode is very similar. And like my wife was complaining the other night that I was like watching an episode and being like, the lighting is so unmotivated from scene to scene. It doesn't make any sense. Like the clear light source is over there, but everyone's being lit from something over here, like spotlights on them. It was annoying. I just can't watch the show.
You know what movie that reminds me of?
Johnny Mnemonic.
No, the one. No, it reminds me of what's the name of it? The Sean Connery movie.
Lord of the Highlands.
Yeah!
Or Guardian of the Highlands.
yeah, the lighting in that
doesn't
lighting in
make
that
sense.
cartoon was really bad.
But we really should, before the end of this episode, tease our next episode.
It's coming out next week. We're
So-
excited to record it.
Once every 4 years, there's a month with 29 days that we call Canuary. And we're
right.
asking all the dumb geeks to join us in celebrating Canuary. Now, before next week,
Keanuary.
you know,
Say
I actually
Canuary?
got
I say Keanuary.
I got into an argument about this with somebody that I'm dating who said that I was a fucking moron for saying Canuary because it's Keanu. But I was like, yeah, but it's January and February.
Isn't it Keanu?
That's
How-
what I just said.
You said
No,
Keanu.
you said Keanu.
Okay,
Yeah.
Keanu.
Just say it right, all right? He's a famous actor.
Yeah.
Anyways, Canuary. And a fun fact about Canuary happens once every 4 years, replaces February, which means that I am actually only 24 years old, and I believe Dusty. Don't we share a birthday, Dusty?
Well,
Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day, yeah.
VD with VD.
Valentine's Day, virtual Dusty. Everything's aligning, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Did you guys all buy your Keanuary
But
candles?
sorry, I was
Did you
just
get your
going to
Keanuary
say,
candle?
before next week, all you dumb geeks should watch Johnny Mnemonic so you can follow along with our
I have a
review of it.
question tip.
Which is free on Crackle.
If we go to your t-shirt store, can we buy a Keanuary?
It's not his t-shirt store. It's his page on
So,
Rob's t-shirt
actually,
store.
I meant to bring this up because it's when we were talking about this shirt, this Total Recall Neil Armstrong shirt, it may have given people the impression they could buy this shirt. This is a limited edition, baby. No more. But you can still buy a shirt that has Albert Einstein as Guy Fieri.
Oh my God.
And there's also, the famous Johnny Cash shirt where he's flipping off the camera and he's got the guitar. And it just says Cash under it that like a bunch of hipsters wear. Uh-huh. Well, we've got a very similar shirt, except he's given a big thumbs up. Woo! Irony.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
That's actually my best-selling shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, that's just a shout out to Shirt Nerdery, nerdery.com. Put in the offer code DUMB, get 10% off your order.
It was pretty funny in the episode where you were pretending to be, I'm sorry, the episode where Rob came on.
Yeah. That was actually Rob.
I cut him off while he was spelling out Shirt Nerdery and he never continued. So still no one knew in that episode.
Well,
I cut him off to make fun of how no one could ever understand what he was saying.
And later, you cut him in later, and he tells you to die in a fire.
He did me?
His voice sounded a little different later too.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, don't bring me up, die in a fire." And I was just surprised with that because I was like, "Wait, I thought."
Well, that's
Rob. I was like, "Who's Diana Fire?"
When it's like,
Diana Firestein.
Wait, was she like in Golden Girls? Or something?
Yeah. You don't know Diana Fire?
No, I don't.
Yeah, we're gonna have another month dedicated to her. But for Keanuary, we got to talk about there is a candle for each week in Keanuary that you have to light in order to celebrate Keanu's essence. And there's a few other Keanuary rituals.
Did you know Keanuary is actually the secret to Keanu's youth?
It's true.
He does look very youthful.
He ages once every 4 years.
Oh,
that makes sense.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is.
Do the candles smell like his vagina?
They do. Okay. And his penis.
At the same time.
Wow. Hermaphrodite.
They actually smell like his penis inside of his vagina.
Yeah.
They had to use a special nose camera for that.
It's aromatic.
Yeah. It's all about the self-love these days, guys. I don't know if you know that. That's the latest
I can
thing.
see you're doing that right now. You're using two hands, huh?
Yeah.
I want to buy one of those Gwyneth Paltrow candles just so I could smell it and be like, oh, bullshit.
I saw an article.
Prove it, Gwyneth.
I saw an article.
Did you hear her talking about her? She was like, we were just working on these candles and I smelled this one. And I was like, that smells like my vagina. And he was like, oh my God, really? I was like, yeah, right. It probably smells like chamomile or something, you fucking liar.
Elton John says he loves them.
How much is the candle?
I think it's like
That's
$80
how you know it doesn't smell
or
like your
something.
vagina.
I was going to say, I know your birthday's coming up, but I don't think I'm going to pay that for your
My
birthday.
birthday actually is not coming up until next year.
Because
I was not born January 14th.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess I have time to save up for that candle.
You do. Set savings goals now.
Yep. So you can get that sweet smelling candle.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for listening. What a big shout out to Bill Kiley for our theme music. And join us next week.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
I got one thing. Let me see if I can find it in here. Sorry, keep talking and I'll interrupt you.
Okay, join us next week. We're going to be watching Johnny Mnemonic, as Tip said, which is an amazing... That was
a really interesting pronunciation.
Mnemonic?
Yeah.
How do you
Mnemonic.
say it? I can never say it.
Oh, because there's the N before the
So
M.
I just wanted to say that the public domain
Mnemonic.
music that we used for the 1% was City Lights by the Lemming Shepherds. I just want to give them a little credit.
Yeah, give them some credit.
Even though it's public domain and they can go fuck themselves.
That's nice. All right, cool.
All right, City Lights.
Yeah, but anyway, join us next week. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Music.
Oh, God, I'm so dumb that I can't even think of this fucking true.
Oh, yeah, role playing. That's fun.
Yeah, I bet you get that a lot, right?
Kill it!
We're all being pegged at home.
If you're dumb enough to believe it, you'll go for anything?
What do you mean?